Hi everyone, naimbag nga malum kada kayo amin. Good afternoon to everybody. I hope you are doing well in your homes. Welcome to Mom Jen channel. We are featuring a very special event for today. And this is the very first international online bridal fair here in the Cordillera. So I'm very excited. So before I move on, I'd like to check first if everybody can hear me. Can you please maximize your reaction button? I just need to see some thumbs up or maybe a heart or maybe a check. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody. So hi, having a problem. Okay, all right. And may I also read for a while the mechanics of this forum? So I advise everybody to please mute your audio so that we would not be able to disturb the speakers for later on. I'm very excited as well to move on with our program. I just have a few reminders. So first is to mute your audio. Is it okay if you mute it right now? I think everybody is muted. Thank you very much for the cooperation. And of course, if you have questions, please feel free to put them or write them down at the chat box below. We are also live on YouTube right now at Momshi Jen channel. So if you have questions there as well, if you are joining here through our YouTube channel, then please feel free to write them down there and our staff and our team will answer you in a bit during our question and answer portion. So, all right, I have a question for everybody. Have you ever dreamt of a disastrous wedding? Of course not. Nobody has ever dreamt of a disastrous wedding. Even as a wedding guest or attendee, we wouldn't want this, right? Sino ba naman ang may gusto na masira o merong sloppy na wedding na a-attendan nila? Unless, of course, the groom ditched you for the bride on stage, huh? But kidding aside, we all want to have a fairy tale wedding. Maybe a grandiose one or a simple but memorable one. But this is not possible. And this will only be possible with the magic touch of our organizers, our wedding coordinators, with the help of our wedding suppliers, like our videographers, craftsmen, souvenir craftsmen, the artists, the event stylists, the hair and makeup artists, the venues, the caterers, and the like. So today, ladies and gentlemen, all the participants out there, this forum is for you. To all the wedding professionals participating today, whoever you may be, I repeat, this forum is for you. So once again, naimbag nga malum kada kayo amin. Good afternoon to everyone. We are now live on Mom Jen channel. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe yung mga nanonood po dyan sa via YouTube. Okay? So that you will be updated with our relevant events, tourist attractions, information, and of course, everything about Baguio and Cordillera. Please like and follow also the page of Siglot Layad. Okay, so to our honored guests and panelists, our Zoom and live stream participants, welcome. Today, we are featuring the very first ever international bridal fair in the Cordillera called Siglot Layad. But before we start with the program, let us hear first a doxology sung by no other than the Cordillera's Nightingale, Miss Ingrid Payakat.
I felt my world falling apart, as if no one could hear my scream. I was about to give up until I saw the light.
Thank you very much. That was a very beautiful song. And to excite you, ladies and gentlemen, we will be hearing more of her later on, and we will also be launching her newest single in Ilocano, which is entitled Sika, Ti Amin Ko. So aabangan po natin yan as the climax of this forum. Thank you. So I know that we are all facing a different, we are facing different levels of struggle at this time of pandemic. Our respective industries, the tourism industry, where I belong, the events, the creatives are drowning. So we are all busy in finding ways to make both ends meet, right? Can you please chat down below if you agree with me? So lahat talaga tayo trying to be resilient. Hence, we assure you that your time here will be worthwhile. We have a lot in store for you, and we have a special guest panelists representing the hospitality and tourism sector, the wedding organizers, arts and creative sector, and of course, a rising superstar in our midst. We shall discuss what Siglot Layad is all about and how you can participate in this event. We will also discuss the challenges and opportunities for you. We will announce the mechanics of two competitions that you might be interested to join in. And we shall be launching the first Ilocano rendition of our very own Ingrid Payakat. To start, let us now know the story of Siglot Layad. Ladies and gentlemen, Siglot Layad.
Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, da-da-da. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, da-da-da. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
That was a beautiful video. Siglot Tilayad or Love Knots, thinking up of ideas to help awaken the events and wedding industry in the Cordilleras during this pandemic, the creative minds of Cynthia Tabora Tuazon of Heaven's Touch Events, together with Doji and Sharon Fabian of Themes and Motifs, came up with a plan for an online bridal fair. The question is what to name it. It is inspired by the wood carving of a couple knotted together in a tight embrace. The words love knots came to mind. Being in the Cordilleras, it was just right to use the local dialect. Thus, the term Siglot Tilayad was born. Siglot means knot. It is Ilocano. And layad is a Kankanai term, love. That's why love knot. Indeed, it is with pride that Siglot Layad is presented. It envisions to bring back Baguio and the Cordilleras to being the wedding destinations of the Philippines. With the endeavor, the events industry, with this endeavor, the events industry was greatly hit by this pandemic, and it will bounce back and rise up. It will gather famous names of suppliers in the industry, as well as budding entrepreneurs and artists, photographers, videographers, hair and makeup artists, designers, couturiers, florists, stylists, printers, craftsmen, and many more. And ladies and gentlemen, that's you. With Siglot Tilayad, let us all be one in our quest for panagbunga, which means the blossoming of Baguio and the Cordilleras once again. So allow me to present to you the founders or the organizers of Siglot Tilayad, Themes and Motifs, and of course, Heaven's Touch Couture or Heaven's Touch Events. Okay. Miss Frida, maybe we can start with the Heaven's Touch Events. To present Heaven's Touch, allow me to introduce to you the owner of Heaven's Touch Events. She is raised in Baguio City, born and raised, and she started the business in 2001, which made her one of the forerunners of weddings and events, planning and coordination in Baguio City. She has also organized several citywide activities such as Panagbunga's first bridal fashion show, Bridal Santa Cruzan, Wedding Made in Heaven, biggest bridal fair north of Manila in 2003 to 2007, which has made Baguio as the third wedding and honeymoon destination, and of course, a lot more. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Miss Cynthia Tabora. Okay, so maybe we can call her together with Sir Dodgy later on. Allow me to present the second organizer of this revolutionary event, the Themes and Motifs, the Wedding Inspiration Corporation. Ms. Frida? Themes and Motifs was established in 2001. It has provided thousands of soon-to-weds with ideas and inspirations for their wedding day through its much-awaited bridal expos, wedding magazines, and online wedding resource. Its events include the Asia's biggest bridal fair wedding expo in the Philippines, which happens every March and September, and the Philippine Wedding Summit every June. Take it away.
Of gladness and my heart sings with joy. Ever grateful 'cause I found all I've asked for, all I ever wished for in you. You are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore.
Travel near and far, searching for the one to whom I give my heart. Now you ought to know I'll have it no other For the rest of my life I'll stay with you, with you. You are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need. Now and forevermore. Where else would I go? No one else I'd rather know than you. Just you. You are everything I need. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore. I've been searching for a lifetime, and indeed I found what I've been looking for. You're everything I need, now and forevermore.
Themes and Motifs is managed by company executives who have vast strategic marketing, brand management, product development, and advertising agency experience. They regularly attend and or conduct seminars both in the Philippines and abroad, presenting the owners of Themes and Motifs, or the owner, Mr. Dodgy Fabian. Hi, Sir Dodgy. And may I call on Miss Cynthia as well, so that the audience can see both of you? Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Cynthia.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Okay, ayan. So these are our two organizers, and along with them, we will be having a very relevant discussion as I present to you our special guests or our panelists. Thank you. Our first panelist for today is no other than very thank you, Mama, for raising this event. She is the OIC Regional Director of Department of Tourism, CAR. Very pretty, a Cordilleran as well. And I'm proud to present Ma'am Jovi Ganongan. Hi, Ma'am Jovi. Hi, Ma'am Jovi. Naka-mute po yata kayo ah. Okay. Wala, we cannot hear you, ma'am. But later, maybe we can call you back while we present the other panelists. Our next panelist is, of course, the very dashing and very famous, not only in Baguio, but the whole of the Philippines, the tourism officer of Baguio, who has truly revolutionized Baguio. And mas kilala pa ngayon ang Baguio City because of him. No other than Engineer Alec Mapalo. Engineer Alec, hi, kumusta po kayo?
Yeah. Hi, Ma'am si Jen. Kinabahan naman ako sa introduction mo. and good afternoon as well. Hi, Ma'am Cynthia and Doji. And also, of course, si Ma'am Jovi, we're waiting for her voice. So, good afternoon to all.
Thank you, sir. We truly appreciate your presence despite your busy schedules. Lahat po kayo. Ma'am Jovi, okay, while we're waiting for the angelic voice of Ma'am Jovi to be heard, we are now calling our next panelist for today, a representative of the creatives. He is Dr. Raimundo Rovillos, who is a professor of history at the University of the Philippines. And he is also the current president of BACI, or Baguio Arts and Crafts Collective Incorporated, which is an NGO that he co-founded in 2019. He is also one of the prime movers of Baguio's bid to become the first UNESCO Creative City for Crafts and Folk Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dr. Raimundo Rovillos. Hi, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Jen.
Hi po. Thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, how's everybody? Ma'am
Good.
Jovi? Oh no, we cannot miss your voice, Ma'am Jovi. Okay. Wala pa rin po eh. Okay. All right. And of course, our next panelist for today, last but not the least, the Asia's Nightingale, a special guest for today. And of course, the winner of, she's one of the winners or first runner-up of Pilipinas Got Talent. May I present to you a wedding singer and a very, beautiful Cordilleran, no other than Miss Ingrid Payakot. Okay. I hope I pronounced your name right, Payakot, di ba?
Cordilleran pronunciation. Yan. Bagamalong kada tayo amin, Ma'am si Jen, and of course sa lahat po ng mga panelists, and of course mga participants po natin. Good afternoon.
Yan. So, Ma'am Jovi.
Hi, good afternoon, Ma'am si Jen. You can hear me now?
Yes po, loud and clear.
Hi, I transferred to another laptop. So, hi, Ma'am Cynthia, and of course, Mr. Doji Fabian, and to all your other guests and participants. Nice to be here, and thank you also for inviting, of course, our good friend, Chancellor Rovillos. Hello.
Thank you, ma'am, thank you very much. We truly appreciate your time and of course the effort. Ayan. So, wag po kayo mag-alala, hindi ko naman kayo grill. Mukha kasi tayong pag sinabi mo forum, parang it's too serious. Okay. We will just have a very light conversation today. Ayan. Okay. Ready na po ba kayo? Wow, Q&A. Okay, ready na po sila. So let's start with this forum for today. Before we go and start with the questions, to our participants out there, can you please give me a big thumbs up or a heart if you are still there? O baka naman inaantok na tayo dyan? I just want to see some thumbs up or hearts. Very good. Hi, Manang Pam. Thank you for coming. Hi, Sir Rick Maniquez. Hi po. Thank you for the thumbs up, Ma'am Marietta. Ayan, I can see very nice thumbs up. Ang sarap tignan kasi kahit pa paano nakikita natin na merong interaction with the audience. All right. So let us now proceed with our first question for today. Nakakakaba naman. Okay. O, sige. So, Ma'am Jovi, ayan. Prior to the pandemic, we just really want to know what are the contributions of the MICE industry, specifically the wedding-related events, to the Cordillera's tourism? Para may backgrounder nga po yung ating listeners and viewers.
Okay. Speaking of MICE, of course, this stands for meetings, incentives, conventions, and events, and usually this is a product, that can be adopted by any destination, and this is actually a very good strategy to promote the destination because it invites a large number of participants, so to any event. And prior to COVID, in 2017, our record shows, because we also collect data from MICE facilities, and our data would show that we have hosted actually about close to 1,900,000 to be exact attendees to MICE, and we can say that this number is part of the average 1.5 million tourist arrivals in the city of Baguio. So can you imagine that kind of a contribution? And if you estimate the economic contribution in terms of pesos, that would be about 4 billion in tourist receipts. And take note also, this is a very good information. MICE travelers are actually high spenders. So they spend more than the leisure travelers. So the receipts that we get, the tourist receipts that we get from them is actually higher. And because we consider them actually as business travelers. So let me just explain. No, that's the MICE. But for wedding events, wedding events are actually parang part of wedding tourism. Wedding tourism, and it's a special niche ito. It's not part of the MICE per se. But of course, we see that Baguio City, for instance, and parts of the Cordillera are already becoming popular wedding destinations. So this is different. Like when you talk of wedding destination kasi, like a couple wants to hold their wedding outside of their usual residence, diba? Then bringing with them a whole entourage, their guests in the destination, and we see that in Baguio. So the tourist arrivals, which we gather from the accommodation establishments, would the bulk of it would really come from this niche market of like it's also an event, wedding events, so part of the whole tourism of Baguio City. So actually it's not just also the event proper or the wedding proper. When we talk of wedding tourism, it's even the pre-event, like prenuptial, yung mga shoots, even the bachelor's party or bachelorette's party, and even honeymoon, and even wedding vows, how do you call that, renewal of vows, etc. So this is actually part of this whole niche called wedding tourism, and this niche is contributing greatly to Baguio City's tourism in general, and of course the rest of the Cordillera, since they also have venues for weddings. So in that way, we of course continue to promote our city as a wedding destination.
Ngayon ko lang narinig, ma'am, yung wedding tourism. Do meron
Yes.
palang ganyan tayo ngayon. So, thank you very much, ma'am, for enlightening us about this one. Indeed, weddings have particularly impacted and benefited the whole of Cordilleras. So, just a follow-up question. Which among the Cordillera municipalities or cities have the biggest number of weddings held yearly? Would you be aware of that?
Again, can I have the question again?
Dito po sa buong Cordillera, ma'am, which do you think is the most visited wedding destination?
Of course, it's Baguio City, no? Baguio City pa rin, because we have the facilities to offer, and we have the venues that are really focused on, catering to this kind of market. And now, because of the new normal setup, some areas in Cordillera can also be offered, especially for outdoor weddings. But at this time, because of the status or the quarantine status of other municipalities or other provinces in the Cordillera, is not yet being offered. But there are potentials as well, just like Baguio City.
Right. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that comprehensive explanation. Speaking of Baguio, of course, we need to hear it directly from our tourism officer. Sir Alec, I have a question for you. Ayan. Sir Alec, my question is, among the tourism stakeholders of Baguio, which sectors offer wedding-related services or facilities? And how do you think are they impacted with this pandemic?
Yeah, that's a very good question, no? Kasi actually maganda yung figures na shinare sa atin ni Ma'am Jovi, because it doesn't mean that there are only a few people who are benefiting dun sa figures na yon, na 4 billion peso tourism receipts, because the supply chain, no, of the entire tourism in Baguio cuts across, no, different sectors. As a matter of fact, when you talk about weddings lang, no, and this is something that I actually discovered lately, no, sa weddings lang, because I think that this is one event nga, a personal, intimate event, no, although hindi siya technically MICE, napakarami dito sa Baguio and wanting to have their wedding, not only wedding, sabi nga ni Ma'am Joey, pati honeymoon actually, no? and pre-parties prior to that, maraming ginawa for a longer period of time, kaya big spenders nga sila. And I have seen because recently, the event suppliers and event organizers are trying to formally organize themselves. It has a lot of sectors. And if I will look at how the wedding, they call themselves Bueso, Wedding Events and Suppliers Organization. If I will look at the profile of their membership, it starts not only from the coordinator, it starts there, no? And then includes all the suppliers of the party itself, even the pre-party, from the caterer to the stylist to the flower suppliers, arrangers, photographers, media professionals, yung mga documentators nila, even talents, no, mga performers and instrumentalists, dahil popular sa weddings ang mga violins and mga acoustics, no. Ganon karami, particularly yung kwan mismo, no, even the MC, no, is able to benefit. So the last time that I asked, I think the membership now is growing up to 400 individuals. That excludes pa yung mga hindi pa masyadong na sumali. There's another one, yung organization naman of the workers. I think it's events workers, no, or BEWA. I think it's BEWA, Baguio Events Workers Association. Meron din silang memberships, no. And I think sila din, no, there is this a group of I forgot the name as well. So there are 3 groups now that I'm aware of that has large memberships, and this speaks of the number of individuals. But of course, eto yung mga directly related dun sa events, no? Because of course, yung source pa ng food ng caterers, syempre may impact yun. Yung mga drivers na mga caterers or yung tour transport na i-hire nila. And when they go to, there will be guests who would like to go around. So even our shops, not souvenir shops, will also be part of the entire cycle of supply chain. And this is how it is actually really very large, in terms of how many are impacted. And looking at that scope, we can realize now how deeply hurt, no, yung ating livelihood, the industry itself. But I am glad we have activities like this, no, and as I've said, they're starting to organize themselves because we at least see how they would like to be more resilient this time by helping each other. And showing that we are moving forward, and we're starting to have events. Medyo maraming modifications lang because we have to be careful with safety, health, and health protocols and standards. But we're starting, and as a matter of fact, many of our inquiries, kasi we are managing also a messaging system with our tourists and visitors through the Bisita system. Ang daming queries, mag-a-attend daw ng weddings, no? How do they register? So that means medyo we're getting there. Little by little, there are a lot of weddings happening now already in Baguio City. But of course, not as the same number as before. But it's a good head start for us to gain that momentum and that spark of hope that we will soon recover. In spite of that big impact, for many sectors.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Sir Alec, for the explanation and sharing to us yung mga directly impacted talaga ng mga stakeholders natin. So now that we know about the tourism stakeholders who are directly and indirectly into weddings, now let us listen naman to Dr. Rovilios about the creatives naman po. So can you share to us, Dr. Ravilios, who are the creatives of Baguio? Sino nga ba itong mga to? And how are they affected also by this pandemic?
Okay. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay. That's a very interesting question, and I can be very general, but I can also be specific. I can give you examples. No, first of all, what do we mean when we say someone is creative? No, we say that someone is creative when he or she is able to transform or translate an idea into something that is tangible, that is something concrete. To be more specific, transforming an idea into a product, no? That we can experience. No? It could be an object, so it can be a craft, it can be an art, it can be place. So placemaking is important, interior designing, interior decorating, landscaping, architectural design. That's creativity. These are creatives, no? So it's very wide, no? Very wide and very. There's a whole range of creatives in the city, and I would like to believe, for example, and argue very strongly that wedding organizers and planners and event organizers are creatives, no? Because you cannot be a good wedding planner and event organizer if you are not a creative, no? Because creatives design, no? They plan something, and they have to it has to be creative because it has to be something beautiful, something that is what do you call this? Something that is enjoyable and experience multi-sensorily. Architect Alec mentioned kanina that in the engineer rather, Alec mentioned earlier, I always mistake him as an architect. I guess because he's also a very creative person.
Okay, I agree. I agree.
And architect, and I think he started as an architect. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Alec. Anyway, so he mentioned na he started as an architect actually, si Alex. So he's a left brainer and a right brainer at the same
Galing.
Good in mathematics and arts at the same time. So sa event, sa isang wedding event, you can see designers, stylists, no? You have photographers, you have performers, you have all this range of performances and creatives working together harmoniously to create a beautiful narrative or a story of the love between a couple who are to tie their knots, or Siglot ti Layad nga rod inya. So so they got to be creatives. Creative people. So in Baguio, I could categorize them as artists, artisans, craftspeople, and designers. No, designers from a whole range, as I said, from wedding designers to architects, interior designers, fashion designers. By the way, are creatives, very creative, mga yan. Even makeup artists, I think, no, could be considered creatives, no, because they transform something into something more beautiful, no? So maganda na si Jen pero napapaganda pa siya dahil sa likha, no, ng ating mga designers. Okay, so marami tayo sa Baguio. Jen.
Sir, ito sa dinami-dami nitong mga creatives natin, directly and indirectly related sa weddings, ano sa tingin niyo po yung effect nila, itong pandemic? Ano po yung effect ng pandemic po sa kanila talaga?
Ay naku, malaki din. Like, oh yeah, I know some wedding event organizers, and they tell me that they were the ones who also suffered directly from this pandemic because of the quarantine because of the prohibition for gatherings and big events. No? So it wasn't possible to organize wedding events involving many people. So naging virtual na lang din o kaya very limited yung participants sa isang wedding. It became very private. Although at one point, I think in our pandemic period, they were allowed already to organize, and I would like to congratulate them because I think they were the first also to really courageously come up with wedding events even in the middle of pandemic. So, di ba merong love in the time of pandemic, no? Parang yung novel ni noon na Love in the Time of Cholera, no? So nauso yung love in the time of the pandemic of the coronavirus, right? So supply, even if they were already able to organize wedding events, they tell me that one problem is supplies, materials, because you have to purchase them from outside Baguio, from Manila, and other places. So the issue of materials or supplies and raw materials became a problem also with for the event wedding event organizers.
Thank you very much, Sir Rodriguez. Indeed, na-realize ko nga, oo nga, ang dami palang mga creative. So thank you for including us. Sinama ko na sarili ko. Okay.
Of course.
Thank you. Okay. Let us now proceed to our next panelist. This question goes to Sir Doji. Ayan. So, Sir Doji. Being a national wedding organizer, you do bridal fairs and expos. How were you impacted by this pandemic, and how did you reinvent yourself to overcome this crisis naman?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Jen. On the first question, that how are we impacted? Well, actually, the issue there is that, as you know, as wedding fair organizers, ang objective namin is magpadating ng tao sa event, di ba? Sa mga bridal fairs. But with this pandemic, what happened was, hindi pa pwedeng magpadating ng maraming tao. So you can just imagine the kind of impact na meron sa amin. And as a matter of fact, when the lockdown happened in last year, the government's call for a lockdown happened only five days before our event. So kami yung Themes and Motifs, nagastos na namin lahat na we spent on advertising, we spent on the venue, we spent on everything. And then biglang sinabi ng government, lockdown tayo. So lahat yun, tapon yun. All right, so that's how big the impact was to us. And also, of course, in our events, we usually have about 300, 400 exhibitors. So lahat yun apektado. And like what Mr. Revillos and architect / engineer / tourism officer Mapalo said, madami yung member ng events industry. Di ba? And lahat ng binanggit niya, and all the three, sabi niya, he knows of three organizations of event suppliers or wedding organizers or wedding suppliers. Lahat yan apektado. And as a matter of fact, we'd like to invite you, to invite everyone here, as part of the activities that we're going to have for this event, Siglot, Layad. We're going to have a career enhancement seminar series for the wedding suppliers. Aside from the webinars we're going to do for the soon-to-weds. So for the wedding suppliers, we have invited, and I'd like to inform everyone that there's a group called the NLEC, the National Live Events Coalition. And this coalition of National Live Events professionals, they're actually advocating that sana tayong lahat dyan, lahat tayo dito sa events industry, by November 27, sana tapos na tayo magpabakuna so we can start doing events. Kasi not unless we have, at least doing events it's still in a manner that is IATF protocol compliant. So we have to do that kasi otherwise it's a moving target, di ba? So Parang at least ngayon, if we know that November 27, tayo sa wedding industry, tayo sa events industry, tayo sa MICE, may tina-target tayo. Kasi not unless we all have the bakuna, then we will not achieve herd immunity, and we will not achieve that. We won't be able to go back to, alam naman natin yun yung normal. There's a new normal now, pero yung sa new normal kailangan natin ipakita na kailangan pa rin natin na to make sure na hindi tayo makakahawa o hindi tayo makahawa, and the bakuna will help us achieve that. So the target is November 27 for the events industry people, and we are going to have a guest talk to the wedding industry professionals who will join us for that webinar here in Siglot, Layad. So just watch out for it. It's going to be on the website. We will announce. So hopefully the three associations mentioned by Alec a while ago will be part of that. Will be part of that webinar. So that's not exclusive to Siglot Layad exhibitors, but we're opening that to everybody else who would want to find out what's the latest on the live events scene, especially sa weddings. So that's the first your first question. Now, how did we pivot? I mean, doing this online bridal fair is one of the ways that we pivoted. All right. We also did Sharon, who unfortunately is not here with me now. She has been doing the Love Wins Live Forum. So we have advocated from the very start, since that was in May, we have advocated for safe events. No? Sinasabi namin, tuloy pa rin ang kasal. That's why hashtag tuloy ang kasal, di ba? Yun ang ginagawa namin dun sa advocacy namin. We're saying tuloy niyo yung event niyo, pero do it in IATF protocol compliant manner. Hindi pa pwedeng, sinabi na hindi pa pwedeng more than 50 Sinabi na hindi pa pwedeng walang social distancing I mean, all these will have to be followed. Kasi not unless we do that, then we keep on slipping back and, going back and forth the scale of mataas na naman, mababa na naman na may pandemic. No? So we pivoted by doing the live the live forum. That's on a weekly basis. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. And as a matter of fact, this Saturday we're going to have you, Jen, and Cynthia, and Ingrid, and some other prime movers, shakers and movers of Baguio, the wedding scene in the live forum of Sharon on Saturday. And we're also introducing, we're doing this online bridal fair. We started with Laguna, and then we had Bulacan, Dumaguete, and then nag-usap kami ni Cynthia, and we said Baguio would be a very good area also to tap, since, as we know, super daming creatives sa Baguio, and we'd like to be able to, now that we're going to a parang hopefully this is the end of the pandemic, so we're going into the new normal, and we're going into the tail end of the pandemic. We'd like to be able to remind everyone that after all, Baguio is is the Philippines' top wedding and honeymoon destination. So we're doing this internationally because we have invited some of our friends who have are based abroad. No? An example would be, as you know, the Consul General of Dubai is from Baguio. The wife of the Consul General of Honolulu is from the Cordillera. Also, the wife of the Ambassador of Denmark is also from Cordillera. So we're tapping all these people so that will give exposure to Baguio and the Cordillera. And again, as part of the advocacy, and I'm sure that the Baguio and the Cordilleras would be very glad about this, that we're pushing, again, Baguio as the top wedding and honeymoon, and sabi nga ni Ma'am Jovi kanina, pati yung photo shoot, the prenup shoots, pwedeng gawin din sa Baguio. So that's how we pivot, and then we're introducing, by the time we do this in Baguio, the bridal marketplace, which is an e-store. We're introducing e-commerce for this, so we hope to have the Baguio suppliers on e-commerce. So we're introducing that. Actually, here in Manila, since we're doing the Philippine Wedding Summit this June, we will already be introducing that. But for Baguio, we're excited because we are going to introduce, an e-commerce with the wish list system. No? So that's going to be exciting for all of us.
And thank you very much, Sir Doji. So indeed, this is a story of you know the word, eh? You know the word. This is a story of R. Everyone, can you type it at the chat box below? Ano ba tawag natin dito? Kung pansinin niyo yung ating kwento, prior to pandemic, talagang napakaganda, umaarangkada ang wedding industry, tourism industry. And then we have heard from different sectors how our kababayan in Kailians have suffered because of this pandemic. But here we are innovating, reinventing ourselves. And what do we call this? It starts with letter R. Very good. Resilience. Ayan. So resilience is indeed a very, very important character of the Cordillerans. Ayan, weapon natin ito. So speaking of resilience, ito na nga po, we need to know a little bit more about this event. So what inspired Miss Cynthia Tabora to partner with Sir Doji Fabian about Siglot Layad? So may I call on Ma'am Cynthia Tabora. What is your inspiration about Siglot Layad, your mission, and your vision? So everybody would know about it.
I'd like to thank first, before I answer that question, Jen, I would like to thank our special guests for today, for being here in the show, and for the cooperation that we got from all the local government units to make this event possible. Okay, so what inspired me? A year ago, Doji Fabian, we have been longtime friends, got in touch with me, and he told me about this online bridal fair. But at that time, I was still contemplating on whether was it the right time or not. So that went on for a year. Every time we would decide to launch the Siglot Layad, hindi natutuloy because of so many things that happened. But finally, this is Siglot Layad. Okay, what inspired me is because many years ago, in 2003, we first launched the very first the very first on-site bridal fair north of Manila. Baguio became the venue, and we only not promoted Baguio as a honeymoon destination, but we made it a wedding destination for our city. What inspired me was because I saw the potentials of what Baguio can offer. Being a Baguio-born citizen here, you can see from here that we have been friends for many years. And sabi ko, yes, I belong to the private sector. And even the private sector can also give whatever contribution they can to continue to help promote tourism in our city and also in the Cordilleras. So what inspired me is this, that in spite of the pandemic and the hopes of some of the event coordinators was also affected, even their livelihood, having this online bridal fair would give everyone, again, an opportunity to place Baguio and the Cordilleras as a premier wedding destination. So kahit nag-pandemic, it is still good that Baguio and the Cordilleras will be in the limelight when it comes to weddings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mom Cynthia. Thank you for thinking about the Cordilleras in general. And I hope, like Sir Alec, engineer and architect Alec, has mentioned a while ago, hopefully we will be able to unite all our wedding organizers here in Baguio. So together, you'll be able to come up with another fair like this, perhaps in the future. Okay, thank you, Mom Cynthia, for that inspiration. Now we move on to our Asia's Nightingale. Ayan, so Miss Ingrid naman. Okay. My question is, as a singer, how did Siglot Tilayad help you? And how do you think it will help the other wedding suppliers as well?
And so once again, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. And thank you so much to Ma'am Cynthia and Sir Doji for initially inviting me to actually do the Ilocano version of Everything I Need by Ma'am Trina Belamide, who's also one of the most sought after and award-winning composers po natin dito sa Pilipinas. She has composed the likes of Shine, Tell the World of His Love. So maraming salamat po for this opportunity to actually sing yung kanyang composition na Everything I Need, which is translated to Ilocano, is Sikati Amin ko. So yun pa lang yung this event, Siglot Tilayad, I was able to connect with other songwriters, and parang yun pa lang, if you step into this platform, there are possible opportunities that you may not see now, but if you join yung Siglot Tilayad Bridal Fair, you'll never know yung mga opportunities na pwedeng dumating eh. It's probably because you have known a fellow wedding supplier na coordinator o di kaya a makeup artist, and you got recommended kasi you're all on the same platform. And at the same time, ayun nga sabi natin, it's not just here sa Cordillera anymore that we are catering to, but we are also looking at potential clients who are abroad, or mga possible na mga or ninongs na who would want to gift a couple either mga tokens or mga probably a song also, a customized song para sa couple. There are a lot of ways that we can be creative kahit na medyo limited yung ating yung face-to-face na events. So as for me, I guess I'm really so happy and excited kasi today we are finally having that opportunity to listen to the song. I never expected this to happen, but I'm really just so happy kasi I started writing song this pandemic lang, and it was Ma'am Trina Belamides mga videos on songwriting. Yan yung mga ilang mga videos na pinapanood ko lang. But because of Siglot Tilayad, I had the opportunity to work with her. So nakakatuwa lang yung mga opportunities na makikita natin sa events, and most likely in the future din. So yun, I hope that could give a little bit of encouragement para din sa ating mga musicians. And of course, yung magiging participants for the upcoming music video competition, where gagamitin po yung kanta Sikati Amin ko.
All right. Thank you very much, and we look
Yes,
forward. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And napakinggan ko a little bit of it, and I was really moved by your singing and syempre the whole song itself. And we will be listening to that later on as the highlight of this program at the latter part. And thank you, Miss Ingrid, for gracing us this event. All right.
Thank you.
So may we ask our panelists back on stage for the second question for today. Sir, ano po? Let's proceed with Engineer Alec again. Okay. Ayan. So, Sir Alec? Ayan. So, Sir Alec, syempre nabanggit mo kasi kanina about the initiatives of our other organizations about bridal fairs, ganyan. So, do you think that online bridal fairs can also help in boosting the tourism industry, in your opinion? And how, sir?
Well, that's the that's the innovation. With all of the many other tourism activities, and not only that, not only in tourism, but even in learning and even in business. No, we are all going online, and we've seen that is the direction so far, and it might be even more enhanced. And many times I hear that it is even more convenient, no? Now, and you can access as much as many of your audience or as much as many of your colleagues and friends as well. I've seen some barcadas doing Zoom gimmicks or online chill. And that's the way to go, no? For the meantime, no. But of course, we miss the face-to-face. I'm sure, when I met some of these events organizers, and then doing small events, kasi that's the only limitation, no? That's the allowed capacity, mga small events. Nakita ko how enthusiastic the performers are, no? Si Ingrid nga, the first time I guess we invited her during the Christmas. At nagulat siya sa dami ng audience at that time. And overwhelmed because it's been a long time before we are for her doing a live performance for an audience, and for us listening to actual live performance. Maraming gigil, maraming excited to do another or many of those face-to-face activities. But for now, we have to be innovative, no? And this online fair and online exposure, no, of suppliers and organizers will at least help us jumpstart, no? Parang this is like a launching pad, no? While it was difficult, no? And sabi ko nga, the pandemic limited our face-to-face encounter and events that we can hold or organize. We need something that will still have wider exposure, and at the same time wider audience. And online is way to go for that purpose. And it can even be something that will complement future activities like this, no? For the next bridal fair, perhaps it will be hybrid, no? And that is something that we've tried to experiment with Ma'am Jovi, no? Yung ating Mangantaku, no? Naging hybrid. And our creative festival with RR here, Chansey RR is also hybrid, no? Maraming may mga online component, may mga face-to-face component, pero syempre the face-to-face is limited. So it's going to be helpful. These kinds of exposure, even if online, will start attracting the market. No, we'll start seeing, as mentioned by Ma'am Cynthia, no, it's a private endeavor, but still contributing to the city's vision to be really a top spot destination, not only for other tourism activities, but primarily for weddings and other events as well. Kasi I've seen also naman itong mga wedding events like Ma'am Cynthia, I saw her in some MICE activities as well, no? Hindi lang pang wedding si Ma'am Cynthia. Mga MICE activities before for national corporate events, no, and conferences. They're also organizing those, no. So it's a big market, and this is one way of reaching out to that market all over again. If ever nakalimutan nila, but I'm sure di nila makakalimutan Baguio. And I'm very glad that this is actually happening, so that yun nga, we start reaching out, and little by little, when we start, as a matter of fact, it's ongoing, no. As I've said, there are several weddings that are happening now, no. As a matter of fact, somehow we're starting to need to be on a lookout as well, kasi we're hearing some comments, no, na there are weddings na somehow going beyond overboard the capacity allowed. So we're reminding the venues and the organizers, you should know that this is our limit for now, no? So meron na. But the market is still there. And I think, no, the success of this Siglot Layad will translate to a lot more weddings happening here in Baguio City. So congratulations. I'm actually very happy that this is happening.
Thank you very much for the beautiful words, Sir Alec. Nabanggit nyo nga po this is like a multiplier effect, diba?
Yeah.
The bridal fairs may not be directly affecting or benefiting the tourism industry, pero ano yan eh, makaka-affect din siya eh. Somehow, syempre yung mga bisita, when they come here, they tour na rin, di ba, Sir Alex? So, yan
Right.
yung mga multiplier effect. And another benefit is for the creatives. Kasi syempre, when they buy souvenirs, di ba, it also helps our craftsmen and artists. And speaking of which, Sir Alec, we will ask naman si Dr. Revilius about this one. Sir RR, maybe you can speak to our creatives, those who are participating right now, and encourage them or maybe boost their boost their confidence about recovery. So Sir Revilius, andyan po kayo. Ayan. Sir
Okay.
RR, my question for you is this one. How can bridal fair, nabanggit ko naman kanina a while ago, a little bit, how can bridal fairs help the local creatives of Baguio? In what way po kaya?
Yeah. In many ways, I think Engineer Alec already answered this comprehensively and quite substantially kanina, no? But I just want to add that wedding events, no, have multiplier effects, no. They actually stimulate the circular economy, the local circular economy, kasi you have need for food providers, no, yung gastronomy nandyan, yung designers, mga fashion clothes designers, mga bridal gowns and entourage, mai-involve dyan, no? You have musicians, performers, like as mentioned by Ingrid earlier. So a whole gamut of creatives are involved in every wedding event. Even if it were only a virtual event, you cannot do an effective virtual event if you don't have something that is real, no, and physical, no, that is projected on the online media, like what we did in Baguio Festival last year. Virtual yon, but there has to be something that's happening in the real world, in the physical realm, that is projected online, no. So ganon. And I think actually in our Mandeco Quito, no, and this is my opportunity to plug the Mandeco Quito, the artisans market fair or market fair, happening this time at Berkeley School at CM Recto Street in Baguio City. We have videos there, promotion materials that will be played on screen, that are actually in wedding events set up. No? And we have table landscaping, we have these activities that were designed by our wedding organizers and designers from Manila, as well as local, with their local counterparts. And you will see there, we will be featuring local Baguio, Benguet, and Cordillera artifacts, and how are they used in table landscapes in weddings, no? Yung mga woven materials, yung beads, yung silver natin, yung pottery. There's so much local material that are really beautiful, that can be used. And of course, we have flowers, right? And we have this is a city of flowers also, and you cannot have a beautiful and romantic wedding without flowers, right? So we weave, no, wedding organ. Ngayon ko na actually doon na-realize, no, now that I'm really focusing on the creative economy, that actually wedding events are contributing a lot to local creative economy, right? Because it provides income, it provides an opportunity for artists and creatives to feature their work. Yeah. So that's my take on this. They will benefit, the creatives will benefit, because wedding events, as I said, is a creative enterprise to begin with. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much indeed. That is the most accurate way of saying it. All right. So thank you, Sir RR. Let us now proceed naman po to Sir Doji. Are you there pa po? Okay.
Yes, of course.
As mentioned a while ago, there's a lot of benefits for our artists, artisans, the creatives, and even the tourism industry. Syempre, iba pa yung mga directly, yung mga wedding suppliers and organizers. So, what do you think is the benefits or the prime benefits of joining this kind of online bridal fair? Para dun sa mga gustong mag-join ng event, those who would like to be exhibitors or maybe participants, what are the prime benefits for them?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's really the exposure, no? You need to, sabi nga nila, di ba, in marketing, out of sight, out of mind. Soon to weds will need to know that you're still around. If they're looking for wedding suppliers, of course, we will encourage them to look at our online bridal fair. So if you're not there, then they will have to find you elsewhere. But I guess with the support of the people that we have on the panel now, the Department of Tourism, the LGU, and everybody else is working to. We're working towards promoting this event to a wide audience. I guess that's what the benefit would be. We're providing exposure to Baguio artisans and Baguio creatives and Baguio and the Cordillera suppliers of anything and everything related to weddings. So from the gown designers, the cake suppliers, the caterers, the florists, etc., etc. So that's what we want to do to them. We would like to provide them with exposure. Actually, what makes the online bridal fair, Siglot, Layad, and Themes and Motifs online bridal fairs unique is that we provide an online platform very similar to Facebook, wherein you can upload your where the exhibitors can upload their promotions, their discounts, their special offers. Then they can do that a limited number of times. So if they want to have something promoted, they can do that. They can just log on to the platform and do that themselves. And since our market is really targeting soon to weds, so you imagine being exposed to a very wide database of soon to weds. So if you participate, then you can get that exposure. And then Themes and Motifs will also help in pushing your information or your promo, your special offer to other social media accounts of Themes and Motifs. So it's all about exposure for Siglot Layad online bridal fair. And as you said, this is international, mainly because we are tapping into our network of a network that would include other for those coming from other countries. So visit the website and you can see a lot of information there. And I think there's also a page that would highlight what you can get out of if you are an exhibitor, what you can get out of participating. And I think we are pushing this at a very very friendly, very popular price. No, so I mean this is kumbaga pandemic rates. So just so tulungan. This is the period na kailangan tulungan yung tourism, kailangan tulungan yung mga events people na walang na nahihirapan kumuha ng business ngayon. No? So the online bridal fair is doing just that, provide exposure so that everybody can survive this pandemic.
Okay. So Sir Rick, Sir Rick tuloy. Sir Doji, please enlighten us. You are talking about the benefits of being an exhibitor. Tama po ba?
Yes.
If they wish to join this event as an exhibitor.
If they wish to join.
Now,
yes, that's right.
One of the limitations natin talaga ngayon is physical because of social distancing, physical distancing, and so on. So that's why limited din ang mga travelers. Now, what do you think would be the major benefit of having this online bridal fair compared to an on-site bridal fair? Para maintindihan
Oh,
ng
well,
exhibitors natin.
yeah, definitely. Nothing beats on-site. Nothing beats that. I mean, compared to, let's say, yung on-site, you get like in the SMX, we get upwards of 15,000 people. All right, but in an online bridal fair, of course, the market has been is very well wide kasi yung exposure mo is international and it's online, etc., etc. But nothing beats yung, of course, sa wedding lalo na, di ba? Pag caterer ang pinuntahan mo, gusto mo natitikman yung pagkain. Pag gown ang pinuntahan mo, gusto mo na feel mo yung fabric, etc., etc. So nothing beats that, but sabi nga ng mga kasama natin kanina, hindi mo magagawa eh. I mean, you cannot do on-site now. And as a matter of fact, we tried doing in our last online bridal fair, which was in last March. No, I'm sorry. Yes, last March. We wanted to do a blended bridal fair. No? So it's an online bridal fair with an on-site component, very limited, IATF protocol compliant. But then again, kasi akala namin pababa na yung cases ng COVID in Manila. And then all of a sudden, in-announce na naman, okay, bago ulit, back to ECQ tayo. So tanggal na naman yun. So, we're seesawing, between pwede and hindi pwede. And even if it's very limited, mahirap talaga. And right now we have our statistics. We ask our database of soon-to-weds. We ask them, do you want to go? If there's an online bridal fair now, will you attend the event? Only 2% said yes. 2%.
Wow.
So it's pointless, di ba?
Yeah.
So parang, of course, everybody in the wedding industry, everybody in the events industry would like to have yung event, yung on-site, yung physical. Pero hindi pa rin kakayanin eh. I mean, hanggat hindi nagsasabi ang gobyerno na okay na tayo, hanggat hindi natin napapatunayan na may pupunta nga, it's pointless to do an on-site event now. So even if it's a very we're trying to do it very slowly. And then kailangan very compliant dun sa gusto ng IATF kasi yun lang ang magbibigay sa atin ng lakas ng loob and parang kumpiyansa na okay, pwede na nga talaga. And even yung mga soon-to-weds, dun nila kinukuha yung kumpiyansa nila na yes, we can now go to an on-site bridal fair nang wala tayong masyadong pinoproblema o wala tayong agam-agam.
All right. Thank you, sir, for explaining it comprehensively. Thank you very much for enlightening us about this one. Now, speaking of which, my next question goes to, speaking of, the wide reach, online, digital, ganyan. So my question goes to our Regional Director of Department of Tourism. Ma'am Jovi, do you think the Cordillera is ready for an online bridal fair like this?
Definitely, no. We have already been doing online events, no, as already mentioned in the events of Baguio, not just online but hybrid also. No? So we actually combined on-site activities with the online platform, no, and this is also very good, no, moving forward siguro in the future, if we will be allowed for the expo to have a physical promo or bridal fair later on, going online would also be the direction now eh. In that way, you can be able to reach a wider market. So, iba yung nasa physically present, iba yung talagang nakikita nila yung offers natin as a wedding destination in the Cordillera. So, very good to do online as well. Also, we support this, and definitely it will benefit the city of Baguio because we see that the promotion na ginagawa would translate to actual visits actual visits and actual weddings in the future, di ba? So we're not just thinking of the domestic market na yung gustong magpakasal, also the balikbayans, no? So kasi nakikita nila yung online, no? And then of course in the online, all of these wedding organizers and planners can present themselves, no? And they can, have a business to business meetings during the online event, or maybe it can be after also, no? So yeah, go for online whether pandemic or no pandemic. We have actually discovered this opportunity already, and it is also cost effective for all of us, no? And we will continue to do that in the future.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Jovi, and thank you for always having an open mind to these kinds of things. We really appreciate that. Sabi nga, ang babaeng walang pahinga, si Ma'am Jovi yan. Thank you for being like that, open-minded always sa lahat ng mga initiatives ng Baguio, locals of Baguio. Thank you, Ma'am Jovi. Now, may I call back Ma'am Cynthia Tabora? Perhaps you can invite everybody to attend the fair on June 28 to July 28. And why do you think all wedding suppliers, venues, and the like should attend this revolutionary event of Siglot Layad?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that question. I'll give a brief part of the inspiration that I got from all of this. When we launched with the very, very first Weddings Made in Heaven in year 2003, the very, very first on-site bridal fair north of Manila, we gathered all the best suppliers that Baguio can have. And right after that event, naging number 3 wedding destination ang Philippines, all over the Philippines. And that was a milestone. Years that followed, nag-boom talaga ang industry ng weddings and other events here in Baguio. And I'm very happy to see where it is now that sinabi ni Alec Mapalo that there are really so many Baguio event workers now. There's a Beso, there's a Bueso, and many more. So what is the purpose of all of this? I would really like Doji Fabian and Themes and Motifs and Heaven's Touch, together, I'm sure also with the rest of the local government units, would like to unite all these wedding suppliers under one wing to represent Siglot Layad, which is love nuts. It is not just the couples that we are talking about here. It is also all the private sectors, all those related to the wedding industry, the events industry, to be a part of this. Because we will represent Baguio and the Cordilleras nationwide, international, worldwide, that we can showcase to them, hey, we are in all these pandemics happening around us, we are still one together. Because there is power in unity. So I would really like to encourage all the different wedding suppliers here in Baguio and the Cordilleras to join this online bridal fair, the very first online bridal fair, because this time we again will make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Indeed, that was a very powerful statement. Kasi sa panahon ng pandemya, unity and love can actually overcome all. O, di ba? Love, love, love sa ating lahat. So, tignan nga natin yung participants natin nag-agree. Can you please give me a heart naman dyan? Ayan, pag-ibig nga dyan. Red na pag-ibig. Thank you, Char. Thank you, Ate Angeli, for the love. Okay? Yung mga nag-heart, thank you very much po. Tignan nyo dyan sa reaction button nyo yung heart para makita nyo. Ayan, Glory, thank you for the heart. At least nandyan pa yung participants natin. So, let's go for unity. So, I hope next event, no, Ma'am Cynthia, we can look forward to that. And lahat ng mga suppliers dito, syempre, nag-aabang. Let me just correct myself, by the way. The event of Siglot Layad is not June 28 to July 28. It would be July 28 to August 28. Ayan. So, I stand myself corrected. Malapit na pala yung June 28. So, at least whoever is willing to participate, exhibitor ka man, or participant, or maybe sponsor, you still have time to, to think about this event. All right. Now, for our last words and final words, may I call back all our panelists on stage, o parang ano lang tayo, ano, for their last words and perhaps motivate and inspire all our viewers out there na makakabangon din tayo. Ayan, so let me hear from Engineer Alec Mapalo. What do you think? What can the wedding industry look forward to with Baguio's tourism? Yeah, Engineer Alec.
Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for inviting me over, and it's a nice opportunity to also share, insights at the same time. What also we can look forward to as a partnership for the government and the private sector. The government, with the leadership of Mayor Magalong, really tried very hard to find that balance between still safeguarding safety for all, visitors and residents alike, and recovering our economy. And it was rather very difficult at the start, but we've shown so far that it can be done. And as a matter of fact, all other LGUs are also looking at us as a benchmark of how can it be possibly done, particularly all the other tourist destinations. And I hear a lot na medyo nainggit sila sa Baguio City. And this alone is a manifestation of how the local city government would like to help all sectors, and the wedding events and the suppliers and organizers being one major component of the tourism industry here in Baguio. Sabi ko nga, it cuts across all many suppliers and sectors. And this gives us the opportunity to also jumpstart again and have a good head start in starting all over again. It may not be fast. Ito kuminsan sometimes we appeal also for the patience. Kasi looking at the numbers right now that we have in terms of arrivals, it's not even reaching 20% of our pre-pandemic numbers. So it's not going to be very fast. But definitely one thing that our tourists are looking for is confidence in travel, safety in travel. And after we were awarded the WTTC Safe Travel Stamp, which is recognized around the world, saying that Baguio is a safe destination, I think we are at a good direction. And this is a glimmer of hope for everybody, particularly for our events organizers and suppliers. So, ayun, love, love, love nga, sabi ni Ma'am Nancy, Ma'am Chen. And that will help us through these difficulties. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Sir Alec. Ayan, si Sir RR naman po. Maybe you can invite our participants to attend yung Mandaku Kito. Yan yung tamang pronunciation nun eh. Mandaku Kito. Sir RR, you are yan, unmute.
But
Yes.
yeah, thank you, Jen. But before I invite everyone to the Manduko Quito, which is the artisanal market, happening on June 15 to 20, I would like to, yun ang invitation. Now I go to my final statement. I would like to congratulate you and the organizers of this Siglot ng Layad. This shows really that this is really an indication that people are like you are pivoting through this pandemic, trying to survive and thrive, not just survive, but thrive under this unusual, complex, and unprecedented situation that we find ourselves in. But you know, I really very high respect for designers, especially because that's why we need them in our society in this very unusual situation. Why? Because designers are problem solvers, di ba? Kayong mga wedding event organizers, nagkulang sa pondo, nawala yung supplier, nawala si performer, you will always find ways, right? You always find solutions, no? You are solution finders. That's why that's why design thinkers like you should multiply and should be the way you think should be imbibed by everybody in society, whether in government, in private sector, or even education. Design thinking, design-led creativity is the way to go because it is empathic. It starts with what people feel and what they need, what they want for a wedding. It's also problem solving and always providing good solutions to come up with something really beautiful. Yun lang. Congratulations to everyone. I admire you all. Thank you.
Very well said, Sir RR. Ayan, salamat po for that. May corona
Ang
si Sir
pa
RR.
palagi, no?
Bibigyan kita ng corona dyan. Okay. All right, Sir RR, thank you. And of course, we now proceed to our next panelist. Sino pa ba hindi ka natawag? Ayan, si Miss Ingrid pala muna. May I also call on Miss Ingrid Payakat? Maybe you can share to us pala your journey with Sika Amin, or maybe you can invite other exhibitors to join the event. Take it away.
Yes, Sika Amin ko will be on digital platforms tomorrow, but para sa mga participants po today, maririnig na po natin siya. So once again, I would like to thank, of course, Ma'am Trina Belamide, the composer and songwriter of the song. Thank you so much for entrusting me. This is actually my very first time na mag-translate, pero nung sinabi sa akin, binigay sa akin yung chance, sabi ko, why not? Kasi iba talaga yung dating ng kanta when it is sang, making use of yung vernacular natin or yung Ilocano. Mas mabigat siya at saka very mas personal and mas intimate. So ako personally as the singer, I am excited to sing this for our upcoming soon to be weds, hopefully. Ayan. And of course, ayan, it will be available on Spotify and on YouTube din po ni Ma'am Trina Belamide. And of course, thank you so much once again to Sir Doji and Ma'am Cynthia for this challenge, and I'm very happy to finally magkaroon po ng Ilocano love song para po sa atin mga couples, reminding them that kahit pandemic, sabi mo nga Ma'am Jen, love wins and tuloy pa rin ang kasal. So ayan, sa ating mga musicians also, mga artists, mga talented na mga instrumentalists, do join us. Sabi nga po kanina, you have to be seen. Sayang naman po, di ba? Pagka wala po kayo sa director, you just have to be there, and you do not know the kind of opportunities which lie ahead. So you just have to be present. So yan, thank you so much, Siglot Layad.
Ayan, Siglot Layad. Sa mga Ilocano dyan, no? Adaan iti ko, kanta para kanya tayo. O, di ba?
Correct advice.
Kudayta. When layad kin ayat. Layad is a kankanai term and ayat is Ilocano naman, which means love. Ayan. Ma'am Jovi, love life mo naman pag-usapan natin. Char! Okay, I'm just breaking the ice here. Ma'am Jovi naman, are there projects of Department of Tourism that the events and wedding sectors can look forward to? And of course, your final words.
Okay. So, gusto ko rin sana sabihin na very exciting yung ating event, no? Parang gusto naming magpakasal tuloy. Si Sir Alex saka si Sir RR, no? Sana we have that chance. funny. But anyway, yeah, projects of the DOT. Yeah, we have actually we have recently collaborated with the local events organizers in Baguio City. I think the other group, no, uh, uh, our DOT has a program, capacity building program for event organizers, and we offer actually our brand of service. Meron kaming Filipino brand of service. I think that is something that we can offer to everybody. Yung Filipino brand of service, assuring service excellence in the delivery of services, just like like manifesting Filipino values such as uh, pagkamalikha, makatao, makadiyos, makabayan, all of these values, may pag-asa, so things like that, no? And I think this is something that we can share with you. And we also have other training programs, all about organizing organizing events, MICE 101, do's and don'ts in MICE. So all of this, and you know, I'd like to really congratulate this group, no, Siglot, Layad, no, for this initiative, no. Congratulations, and I always say that Baguio City is very fortunate to have very passionate people like you, no, and so the efforts to recovery is not difficult because we have you leading the way also, no, and the least thing that we can do in government is to really support you, and of course, we will have to collaborate our efforts together so that all we do, we'll have to, towards the brand direction of Baguio City, no? And uh, all of us in the industry are actually frontliners, eh. And we have a very big role to play in the recovery. And the first thing that we should do perhaps is, now that we are already conducting events, no, in preparation for bigger events in the future, we really need to present a responsible way of doing things. And foremost, because we are still in a pandemic, is the adherence to the protocols at all times, no. And again, let's continue siguro to assure to our audience or to our clients, uh, that our destination, or Baguio City, is a safe destination. It should start from us, no. Uh, in the things that we do, always follow sanitation processes, etc. And one thing that I want to emphasize siguro as a last word is to promote sustainability also in the things that we do, no. Respect nature and culture. We should always adapt that, no. And and in this pandemic, Baguio City has really been known, because of its nature, yung natural environment niya. And let's continue to nurture nature as we go through this pandemic. So I'd like to say, good luck to all of us. I think we're getting there already. We have many players really working for recovery, and we will get there. And malapit na, malapit na. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jovi, for those encouraging words. Indeed, malapit na talaga. Ako din, malapit na akong bumigay. Joke! Okay, hindi pwedeng
Wag
bumigay.
naman.
Kailangan tuloy-tuloy pa rin. At sabi nga nila, there's a glimmer of hope. Ayan, thank you very much to our panelists. But before we launch the mechanics of the competition for our wedding suppliers and yung ating mga souvenir providers or craftsmen, and of course, bago natin mapakinggan ang kanta ni Miss Ingrid Payakut, maybe we can check our participants if you have any questions to our panelists. So please feel free to chat down below, or maybe the mga participants sa YouTube, you can put down your question there, write down your question there for our for our panelists before they say their goodbye. Ayan. So if you have questions, wag pong mahihiya. Ayan, tignan natin. Okay. Ayan, from Manang Raquel Versosa, thank you very much. Acknowledging her presence here. She is also a very resilient person. Sabi nga nila, Wonder Woman. Thank you. The panelists are all brilliant. Sabi niya, I am inspired and I learned a lot. I am very glad that I have joined. Thank you, Manang Raquel. Thank you, Ma'am Raquel. Also acknowledging the presence of other participants here. I see Ma'am Cathy De La Rosa, Sir Hendrix. I see Sir Hendrix here. Miss Ethel Toledo, Miss Glory Payangdo, Lori Martin, Ma'am Marietta. Thank you for staying until the end. And Mr. Vivo 1820. Okay. So, and there's a lot more actually. Sabi ni Vivo, thank you so much. I learned so many things. It gives us it opens up opportunities. This is Teresa Calalo. Miss Teresa, thank you for coming over. Ayan, so I think wala silang questions sa panelists natin kasi as Ma'am Raquel has mentioned, they are indeed all brilliant. Okay, now we would like to ask Ma'am Cynthia back on stage. Ay, raffle daw. Gusto daw nilang magpa-raffle. Okay lang po ba sa panelists natin? Raffle konti before you go. Okay. O siguro, i-launch lang, raffle na ba? Raffle na tayo. O yung mga yung mga participants, wag mo na aalis kasi may pa-raffle tayo at the end of this segment. Mamaya na lang para you look forward to it. By the way, ang prizes natin or yung mga mapapanalunan ng mga raffle winners natin would be, eto na. Meron tayong pot pie from, ano ba pangalan nun? From Mari. Ayan. I forgot that nanday mamaya. Alamin ko kung sino nga ba yung gumawa ng pot pie. We have sushi. Puro pagkain ang napag-usapan nila ngayon dahil nga lahat tayo nangangailangan, diba, ng ayan, sa active viewers daw natin. So we have turbans, face and masks. Ano pa ba? At meron din tayong ipaparaffle na gift certificate for, I think, formal wedding gown ba to, Ma'am Cynthia? Chas. Gift certificate for, help me nga, Miss Saleta. Gift certificates for papatahe na blazer and then pants, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot more para lang ma-trigger natin at ma-excite natin yung mga participants natin. Okay, Ma'am Catherine De La Rosa, sabi niyo very inspirational and full of positivity. All right, thank you very much. Now, let us welcome back Ma'am Cynthia Tabora to invite everyone to join the oneness on June 12. Can you talk about oneness, Ma'am Cynthia? And why should soon-to-weds attend this bridal event? Ma'am Cynthia, you are muted. Kindly unmute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, we flash this on screen so that we would also like to encourage all our exhibitors that if you have soon-to-be wed clients, give them this opportunity to also strengthen their marriage together. Because let's remember that when two souls become one, they end up having a healthy relationship, and a healthy relationship brings healthy children, wholesome children. Wholesome children will eventually become wholesome grown-up adults, and these grown-up adults will someday become great leaders of our community and our nation. So yes, we're bringing also a little side of the spiritual. It's of course the physical setup is very important, but let's also do our share to also give our couples this opportunity. So if you have any friends out there or clients out there, my exhibitors, please invite them to join this Achieve Oneness on your wedding and in your marriage.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Cynthia. Is there anything you'd like to say to our panelists, by the way?
Yes, I'm very honored. Donji Fabian, thank you for giving Heaven's Touch. And I'm representing the events industry of Baguio and the Cordillera. being a pioneer in the events industry. And what we have done in our own way as a private citizen, it will not stop us to also give our share to the community, because this is what Siglot is all about. So let's all rise up together to a new panagbenga, because soon the event industry is going back to normal.
All right. Thank
So
you very much.
let's all give hope to all our event suppliers, everybody in the community. We were all affected by all this, but doing something productive, doing something creative, doing something to bring all of us together will definitely bring a big change to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Meron po tayong pahabol na question. Maybe we can ask kung sino po yung gustong sumagot while our panelists are still here. Maybe Sir Ma'am Jovi siguro or Sir Alec. Ang tanong ni Ma'am Cathy De La Rosa, how can we help as travel and tour operators? Ma'am Cathy, if you want to speak, it's okay. You can turn on your audio para ma-explain mo yung question mo. Ma'am Cathy, are you still there? How can we help daw as travel and tour operators? Ano kaya yun? Anong ibig niyang sabihin?
Yeah.
Tayo po ba yung tutulong sa event or paano? I don't know how you understand it na lang po. Ma'am Jovi, go ahead and answer.
Perhaps, when we talk of weddings, wedding events, as mentioned already by the other panelists, this has a multiplier effect. So we're not just talking about benefits for the event organizers themselves, but it also helps in a way all the industry players like of course the accommodation, restaurants, transport industry, even the tourist shops, etc. Because all of these participants in the weddings will of course, aside from attending a wedding, they also go around, right? They also go around the city, and I think that is where the tour operators can come in. They can collaborate with the wedding planners or the wedding organizers so that they can provide that specific service for the guests of the weddings. So di ba ang ganda, because we are all part of the whole tourism ecosystem, so we all in a way benefit from all of these activities. So I guess that is something to look forward to in the future. So maganda na nagkakakilanlan ngayon, so you can already start collaborating future projects together.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma'am Jovi. Sir Alec, may sasabihin po kayo?
Kasi I've heard this one time before, and it might be something that you can collaborate with the organizers and suppliers. Na parang it's a specialized tour for those seeking for venues. Parang pre-wedding tour. There are a lot of, as I've heard, there are a lot of queries kasi, even if the suppliers or the organizer will offer a few listing, but they would like mga wedding, to be weds na ma-experience nila. And not only one venue, to really seek out all other venues. So baka our tour operators can organize such a tour, collaborate with the event suppliers. Bago pa mag-wedding, papuntahin natin sila through a organized tour sa mga possible venues, possible scenes of their prenup pictorial. Yan daw ang maraming hinahanap din. So that might be an exciting tour offering.
Yeah. Actually, with that being mentioned, shameless advertising, Ma'am Jovi, Sir Alec, and all our participants, meron po kaming ganyan ngayon na offering. We call it the couples package, only for 3,800 pesos, wherein they will visit yung mga, exactly kung anong sinabi mo, yung mga potential wedding destinations for their wedding itself at saka mga accommodations in Baguio City. Kaya exciting, makikipag-collaborate tayo sa mga wedding suppliers and venues. Thank you very much. Sir Alec and Ma'am Joey for that. Yeah. So without further ado, may we now launch our yung hinihintay po ng ating participants. Let us call on Sir Doji on the floor or on the stage to talk about the wedding. This one. We have this offering for our events exhibitors and potential sponsors. Sir Doji, take it away.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Jen, and all the co-organizers of this event. No? But I'd like to plug Love Wins Live Forum on June 12th. We're launching Siglot, Layad, and Sika Amin Co to a wider audience base, and especially to soon to weds. So, and this is going to happen on Themes and Motifs TV. That's available on YouTube and also on Facebook Live. So that's on Saturday, June 12 at 10 in the morning. So you'll hear well, the soon to weds will hear the Ilocano version of Everything I Need, which is the Themes and Motifs song. So that's Sikati Amin Ko. And we will also be launching Siglot Layad to a wider audience base, no? Because right now what we're doing here is we just launched this to our potential exhibitors and to the Baguio wedding stakeholders. So those of you who'd like to join Siglot Layad, you may contact here you go. We have a sponsors rate, and you can contact Heaven's Touch for this. So we will be able to give you exposure on the website of Themes and Motifs and also on the event website for Siglot Layad. So just contact Cynthia or any of the Heaven's Touch Touch events based in Baguio for further inquiry. There are also for exhibitors naman, there's also a package for that you can avail of, and we can discuss that all with you offline. But I think they're flashing the there you go. So at a very popular and very affordable rate, let's help. We can help give you exposure to a wider audience base. And those of you who would like to become sponsors, of course, part of the exposure will be on Love Wins Live Forum as well. So you can promote your product services to a wider audience base because we have a wide audience reach for that particular forum. Yeah, so once again, we hope we can have you on board, and we're looking forward to a good and solid and a lot of exhibitors for Siglot Layad because we're excited with the competitions also that we're launching. One would be the AVP. No, we're launching a wedding AVP contest. Cordillera, we're calling it the Cordillera Wedding AVP contest. We're inviting wedding suppliers from all over the Cordillera region to join this. Not necessarily videographers, but we're encouraging everyone who would like to do a video of Cordillera and Baguio scenic spots and wedding portfolios using the Sikati Amin Ko as the music bed. So imagine watching the music bed na Sikati Amin Ko, and then nakikita mo would be Baguio and Cordillera sceneries. So that would be, that's one good way of promoting Baguio worldwide and also the Cordillera worldwide. So the mechanics are already on the website, themesandmotifs.com, and there's a Siglot Layad event website there that you can visit. And also similarly, we're launching the competition for the Cordillera wedding souvenirs. So I think this is for the Baguio creatives. No, we're looking for indigenous, endemic, and then unique wedding souvenirs that we can all be proud of. That's made in the Cordillera or made in Baguio. So again, the mechanics are also there, and we're hoping that the local government of Baguio and also the Department of Tourism will be able to use, especially the video that's going to be produced for the AVP contest. You can use that for to promote Baguio and the Cordillera. I'm sure it's going to be very creative and very it's a big come on for Baguio and the Cordillera. All right, so I will see you on June 12, 10 o'clock. That's on YouTube and Facebook Live of Themes and Motifs for the launch to soon to weds and to the general public of Siglot, Layad and Sika, Amin Co.
All right. Sir Dodgy, you mentioned a while ago that being a part of being a sponsor and an exhibitor, they will have international exposure. Am I right?
Mhm.
So that's one
Yes.
one of the benefits of being an exhibitor and a sponsor. But I believe you mentioned as well that they also have the opportunity to attend workshops in relation to their profession. Is that right? So
Yeah.
during the
Well,
event, go ahead.
yeah, we're doing the career enhancement seminar series, and also some of the schedule or the seminars, the webinars are already published on the website. So as I mentioned, one of the webinars that we have that we're going to conduct would be on uh, the wedding industry, the freelancers, and all members of the wedding industry. How do we now get ourselves, or we organize once again, so that we can do events in a very safe manner. So we have invited somebody from the National Live Events Coalition to give a talk regarding that. And then I believe we're also doing a seminar for do-it-yourself styling. No? So we're inviting somebody from Manila. So these are exciting do-it-yourself and career enhancement webinars intended for Baguio wedding suppliers.
Yan. So, sa lahat ng ating mga participants here na nanonood ngayon, these are things that we can look forward to. So, as we wait for the bigger opportunity to come back, then it's the best time to, reinvent ourselves and then retool ourselves para mas magaling pa tayo pag bumalik na tayo sa normal. Ayan. Sir Doji, once again, for my last question sa iyo po, who are the audience natin during this 1 month bridal fair event? Since it's international, just to excite our potential exhibitors.
Yeah, what we are going to do is that we have invited judges, for the video competition who are based abroad, because we'd like to be able to promote Baguio and the Cordillera through the AVP that is going to be submitted to us in different parts of the world. So the idea is for them to also disseminate the video so that balikbayans can get excited, precisely what we've been talking about a while ago, so that they will be excited to visit Baguio and the Cordillera and procure or hire Baguio-based or Cordillera-based wedding suppliers. So they're looking for venues, they're looking for gown designers, cake suppliers, and all these wedding professionals. They can just take a look at the website of Themes and Motifs. And as I've said, what we're doing now is we're trying to promote heavily on social media. We're trying to promote heavily to our contacts abroad, so that they will also help disseminate the information that something is brewing in Baguio. No? So we know that Baguio is a popular top honeymoon, wedding and honeymoon destination, but now that we're in the tail end of the pandemic, hopefully we are going to bring back the glory days of Baguio through this event.
All right, Sir Doji, thank you very much. Now everybody is excited for the raffle and the song of Ingrid Payakat. So just to break the ice, may we announce our top 10 na nagbunot na po sila so that we could save some time. Nagbunot na po sila. So stay on your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, malay nyo mapanalunan nyo po yung pot pie. Kasi ako gutom na ako. Gusto ko yun yung mapanalunan ko. Okay, so may I call on Ms. Aleta to please announce our top first 10 winners or first 10 raffle winners for this event. Hi, Ma'am Cheat.
Tutulong. Hindi ako makapasok.
Oh, Ms. Aleta, the floor is yours.
Nakiklear yung daan.
Ayan. Okay.
Maulan
Hi.
na.
Ayan.
Clear yung daan.
Go ahead, Ma'am Aleta.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Our
For
first winner.
the winner, one pair of turban and mask. We have Pamela Acarino.
Wow.
And then another pair of turban and mask. This is from Agatiang local shop. The winner is Carpio Mauricia Lu. Yes. And then for the much awaited, one box of chicken pot pies from Mari Tuason of Tuason Kitchen.
Wow.
The winner is Manansala Joseph Edralin.
Manansala Joseph. Andito pa ba siya? Dapat dapat disqualified pag wala. Joke.
I think the others are watching from YouTube.
Yeah,
Facebook.
they're watching
Yeah.
from YouTube.
Another pair of turban and mask for Joanne Jaja Marquez.
Wow. Sis, nanalo ka.
Yes. And then 2 pieces ham and egg sandwich from Frida Aguilar Premium Egg Sandwiches.
Wow.
Olivar Paula Francesca.
Wow.
And 1 pan baked sushi from Kusina ni Alon, Toledo, Ethel Faith. And another pair of turban and mask from Agatiang local shop, Tabanda Marijoy.
Hi, Joy.
Yes, another pan of baked sushi from Kusina ni Alon, Henrik Sanchez. The special gift check from HT Clothier Shop for the females. We have De Castro Maria Elizabeth.
Wow.
And then another gift check from HT Clothier for male, Pataksil Carl Darrain. That's all, and congratulations.
Congratulations po sa ating mga winners. Lahat na ba yon, Ma'am Vivian? Ma'am Aleta, lahat na po yun, no? So we
Yes,
have
lahat na yon.
How many winners do we have?
Let me check. I'll get back to you.
All right. Please message na lang po Heaven's Touch events po, yung kanilang Facebook page para po dun sa mga nanalo. No, Ma'am Aleta, ganun na lang.
Yes, we will let them know. We have their contact numbers anyway, so we will let them know how they can pick up and when they can pick up the prices, especially for the cooked goods, because I hope they know where the Agatiang Travel and Tours office is, so they can just pick it up from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Aleta. And now, we are now going to hear the most awaited part of this program. May I call on Miss Ingrid Payakut on stage? I hope you're still there. Ma'am Ingrid?
Yes, I'm still here.
Before we play your video, would you like to say something about your song?
Ayan, dedicated po sa lahat ng ating mga soon-to-weds. Of course,